All right. Hi, Jared. Thank you again for taking time to meet with me again today. I'm really excited to show you how Alysio can help your advisors build better habits, grow faster, and stay with the firm a lot longer. I know that you have a really big job leading 160 reps, and so I know how much you care about helping them succeed. And so I want to walk you through how we can do that together. So to start off, let's look at what we're going to be covering today. This is going to be our meeting agenda. First, we'll talk about the key challenges your advisors are facing, some things that we've heard from firms similar to yours. Um, then I'll show you some of Alyssio's solutions, how they solve those problems. We'll walk through each of the four core advising activities, how Alessio tracks and motivates, and how you can stay in control with real-time insights. So we'll finish with some question and answers, and we'll move on with the next steps. Does that sound good? All right. Let's get started with some potential problems that may be occurring to your team. After doing some research, this is what we've heard from sales leaders across firms just like yours, and a lot of this came up in our own discovery. So there's five main points here. The first being visibility. It's really just a challenge of knowing what's happening in real time with our reps and to spot areas for improvement early. This is mainly due to core KPIs. When it's tough to define and measure the right performance, it's really difficult to track how it's linked to revenue. And so these two primary things are going to impact the rest of these findings. The first being inconsistencies. You're seeing varied levels of performance and don't always know what's working and what's not. And so that's a trickle down effect. It becomes difficult to coach these reps. It becomes one size fits all. And so you might miss out on specific feedback that you can apply directly with the reps in a one-on-one basis. It becomes more of a team and, a diagnosis rather than how you can help them improve. So, with poor training comes poor motivation. Reps will struggle to stay consistent, their engagement drops, and that is what's leading to high turnover and really hurts morale. And so, James, does this sound familiar to you? Is there anything else that you'd add that's specific to you and your team? Okay, then taking a closer look at how those challenges are directly affecting your reps, a lot of them are new to the business, so they're excited, but they're also under a lot of pressure. They're told to hit big goals and don't always know how. Most of these reps are facing constant rejection and start to feel emotionally drained. They might not say it out loud, but they feel isolated, like they're on an island trying to figure it out alone. They don't always understand what's expected of them day to day. This leads to confusion, stress, and eventually leads to burnout. Add in a poor work-life balance and a lack of recognition, and honestly, James, there's no wonder that so many of them are leaving the industry early. They want to feel like their efforts matter. They want to know what success looks like, and most of all, they want to feel supported. And so, James, transitioning to what might be keeping you up at night. This is your side of it. You're managing a massive team. You have 160 reps across multiple states, and you're expected to deliver results. But James, you're pulled in 10 different directions. You're trying to coach underperformers, hit revenue targets, manage the pipeline, report to leadership, and keep everyone motivated. On top of that, you're dealing with high turnover, changing market conditions, and competing priorities. You want to give your reps structure and support, but the current systems just don't scale. And so you're left wondering who needs help, who might be falling behind, am I spending time in the right places? And if things don't improve, it all comes back to you. It's stressful, and you're not alone in feeling that way. So let's break down what's really happening on the ground. Reps are falling short in key areas. They're not making enough calls, they're skipping portfolio reviews, and they're not active on social media. They're not promoting your events, and they aren't just missing tasks, they're missing opportunities to connect with their clients. They build trust and grow their business. And most of the time, they're not even sure they're falling behind until it's too late. So let's back this up with some hard numbers. There's three main categories here: managing outcomes, inconsistent performance, and lack of engagement. And so I have some statistics behind each of these. Um, According to Sales Management Association, 63% of organizations don't have a well-defined sales process. That means that most teams are working without clear structure. This makes it difficult to manage the outcome because, honestly, most of their salespeople aren't hitting their annual quotas. That inconsistent performance, in a study done by Gardner, they found that 72% of sales leaders believe their team's performance is inconsistent or highly variable. 89% of those leaders say that they aren't confident in their team's consistency. That makes it tough to forecast, coach, or scale results. And this isn't just performance, it's also engagement. Gallup says 86% of salespeople are not engaged. They're actively disengaged at work. And according to Outreach, 42% of reps feel burnt out or discouraged. These numbers explain why it feels like an uphill battle and show exactly where opportunity lies. James, we've just gone through a lot. The pain points your reps are facing, the pressures on you, and the data is backing it up. So I want to pause here. Does it sound like what you've been seeing day to day? I'd love to hear your thoughts before we move into the solution. All right, let me show you how Alysio helps solve each of these problems step by step. There's three main things, and so I'm going to break down the most important features of a high-performance sales team and why they matter to someone in your seat. The first is sales activity focused. Second, performance visibility. And third, full engagement by the team. Going over this real quick, sales activity focused is about tracking the right actions. This means calls, meetings, portfolio reviews. We want to know what's happening every day. According to the Sales Management Association, companies that consistently measure sales activities see 30% more revenue growth. And that's because habits, not just goals, drive results. This is really important when it comes to performance visibility because without clear data, you're flying behind. We might know our goals, but without the habits to back it up, we're going to have a low win ratio. And so, measuring this, companies that use data-driven coaching see 28% higher win rates and 33% higher quota attainment. With dynamic coaching tools, you can adapt your style to the specific needs of each rep. And teams that do this see 27% higher quota attainment. Full team engagement, this is a game changer. Gallup shows that highly engaged teams have higher productivity and higher profitability. Engagement doesn't happen by accident. It's also built with recognition, feedback, and shared wins. And so when we say that Alysio is a performance platform, this is what we mean. It's designed to help you drive action, track performance, and boost rep engagement. Looking a little bit into our platform, here's how Alysio helps deliver on that vision. There's three connected tools. Number one is KPI optimization. We give you a 10-point adaptable framework that you can use off the shelf or you can customize your own. That means you can use Alyssio's performance-based driven factors that's applied to most teams in general, or you know your team best. You can customize your own. And so this gives you flexibility to test what works best with your reps and adjust quickly based on the outcomes. The second is performance monitoring. Your reps will get real-time feedback, and you as the leader will get clear reporting on both team and individual levels. We use skill versus will reporting so you know whether someone needs training or motivation, and you'll be able to coach accordingly. This helps with engagement. Alessio makes it easy to run competitions so that you're able to gamify how you guys do things in the office. You're able to track progress, recognize wins, and learn from peers. This drives accountability, builds momentum, and keeps your reps focused on the right things. Put simply, Alysio turns performance into something you can see, manage, and grow all in one place. And so looking into this real quick, we're going to show you a brief demo covering four basic features of Alysio's platforms. I'm going to transfer over to our demo website, um, log in and show you what everything looks like. So here on our demo website, we're going to use our log in with our email. We use Kobe Bryant because, we're a great respecter of greatness. Kobe Bryant was arguably one of the greatest. And so as we go through our demo website, you're gonna see it from Kobe's perspective, but you're gonna be able to see also all the other individuals on the team. And for the sake of the demo, we're gonna use athletes and celebrities, so that way, you can kind of, judge based on that. So here's our landing platform. This is what you're going to see when you log in. You're going to see your daily, let me pull my pen out here real quick. You're going to see your daily, your weekly, and your quota for the quarter. And so this is all going to be really helpful because you're able to track day in and day out how you're moving along towards your goals. The dashboard's going to have mostly your goals and measuring the different KPIs and seeing how productive your reps are being. Um, so this is going to move into the performance metrics. You're able to track trends. You can see how we have the daily versus the weekly, and you're able to track based on the different KPIs that we have. This is the total. So without going too in depth into the performance, you're able to track that and look at different trends and things like that. This is going to be helpful with your leaderboard. You're going to see, who's performing at the high levels, how they are, um, how they, I'll pause this. Okay, so we're back. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. But we were talking about the leaderboard. This is where you're gonna be able to track the high performers in your company, and you're gonna be able to pull the best practices from those reps and apply those in your trainings. You're gonna be able to see what's working well for them and be able to pass it on to other reps around the company. And this will benefit you because you're gonna be able to see, what success looks like. You're gonna know what a great day in sales is. And so you're gonna be able to transfer that over, and that's gonna motivate others to continue to have those great days and to really achieve. And so moving into this next spot, we have our competitions. And so this is how we gamify the the sales process here with our KPIs, and we extend specific challenges to our different to the different to whoever needs it inside of the company. And so for some examples, we have most demos, first to five demos. These are all different um, competitions that you could extend as well as creating your own. You basically take the KPIs you want to measure, um, apply that to a competition, extend it to your team, and watch them perform and compete against one another. So that's a brief demo into what Alessio can do for your sales team. All of these things, they really come together and work to improve tracking methods, improve the KPIs, help solve those problems that we're seeing around the industry. And so I know that it'll help your team to improve as they chase their goals and as they compete against one another. They'll be able to stay motivated and stay hungry as they see success. They're able to measure it and know what they need to do. So I'm gonna switch back here to our presentation as we wrap that up. Here we go. All right, here we are. So talking about some of the other companies who we've worked with, um, let me give you a few real stories about how Alessio has made a difference. The first with MongoDB, their regional sales director, Evan, he was working with a couple common problems. His activity level were inconsistent across the team, and Some reps were working hard, others really weren't, and it was tough to coach because there wasn't a system in place to track the day-to-day work. After they rolled out Alysio, everything changed. Evan saw instantly he could see their reps' behavior, tie it to outcomes, and give better coaching. Within a couple of months, the team had built a self-sustaining rhythm. And Evan, like you, regional manager, had peace of mind. And that's so important because, you don't want to stress over how I can help those reps who are struggling and how can I help those who are performing? Because you want to be able to implement processes across all aspects of, weakness to strong. You want to be able to help everyone. And so then there's Ann Caller. The founder, Ben, he wanted some structure in his team. He noticed that his team was lacking energy, or no, they had energy, but they were lacking some focus. And so with Alessio, they were able to set daily KPIs, and they had clarity, and they were able to run fun internal competitions. They tracked progress openly, and reps started owning their habits. And so what they saw was in just 45 days, they added $2 million in new revenue. The system helped them act faster, coach better, and stay aligned. This is the kind of transformation that happens when performance becomes visible. Habits are tracked and people feel supported. So, before we wrap up, I want to open a few things up. What questions do you have, and is there anything you'd like me to clarify on or go deeper in? Okay. And I'd also love to hear your feedback. What stood out and what feels like the biggest win for your team? Okay. And James, if this seems like a strong fit, the next steps would be to set up a follow-up meeting this Friday. That would give us a chance to go over numbers, align on priorities, and bring in any other key decision makers to make sure everyone's on the same page moving forward. So I'm happy to dive into anything or walk you through the platform itself. There's nothing in it, nothing else we need to go over, then let's move forward and set up a meeting on Friday. In this meeting, we'll go over pricing and implementing the process for your team, what the next steps looks like, as well as talk with any other decision makers we should have. So, wrapping things up, James, thank you for meeting with me today, and look forward to meeting with you on Friday.